What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. We are continuing on the LS here, getting her buttoned up so that we can mount her on the frame. So let's just jump straight into it. All right, if you didn't watch the last video, we got the heads mounted. So camshaft is in and all that, lifters. We are waiting for push rods. I ordered some chromoly push rods. So need to do the timing cover. There's a gasket there, and then we have the valley cover that we can throw in, have a gasket for that. I like gaskets, makes it super easy. And then have the valve covers on. They're outside drying. I pressure washed everything to get it all nice slack. So yeah, let's just jump straight into it and get this covered up because all right, all the covers are on, knock sensors are in, harness. Honestly, I don't know if my Terminator even has knock control, but figured might as well be safe than sorry. Valve covers are on. I don't have my rockers or push rods in, so I'll be taking those off later. This is just kind of tight because I don't want to tighten it until I have the crank pulley on to make sure that that is centered where it needs to be. Yeah. I think everything is good to go there. I think now we can rotate this bad boy. As you can see, I got the crank pulley on with a rather unorthodox way of doing it, but it's on. From here, we need to actually trim down the windage tray, because if you look on this oil pan, with how low profile it is right here, this actually hits the windage tray, so you pretty much have to cut it until it gets up to here in this area. So that will be quick, just a quick trim job. And then here, I'm gonna drill. I was gonna originally put it here, but I think I'm gonna move it back because other oil pans, they make these exact oil pans with already threaded inserts, which I don't know why I didn't buy that one, but I didn't. So I'm actually going to drill a hole here and thread it. I think I'm just going to use a fitting like this, which is just a half inch NPT to -10. Then I can just throw it in like that, and I can just put a plug in it until I need to use it. I actually might have one sitting around, so I guess first thing I'm going to drill this, cut the windage tray, put on the oil sucker upper. I cannot think of the name of it for some reason. But anyways, so yeah, let's start with drilling this bad boy. Okay, so we have the fitting in. Turned out perfect. Not as thick as I'd wanted, but it's not like you have to crank it down that much. This isn't a pressure line. It's just a gravity fed line, so it doesn't have to be super tight. Put some silicone on there and that's not going to leak at all. And then we have the windage tray all cut out with the oil pickup. That was the word I was trying to think of earlier. Pickup tube sitting on there. So we are ready to test to see if the oil pan will fit, and if it does, we can bolt her right on. All right, if you go all the way around, you can see that it is sitting down completely flush. So that is what we want. And also our gasket is going to give us another millimeter so of clearance. So I think we are ready to bolt everything on and flip her back over. Next up, we have our Dirty Dingo engine mounts. I went with these just because they are adjustable and I don't know exactly how it's going to fit in the truck. So I figured why not make it easy on myself. I guess pretty straightforward. This has a P for passenger and I assume the other side has D for driver's side with an arrow pointing, I guess, forward. But looking at pictures and videos, it looks like this is how you put them on. So from glance, everything looks pretty nice. Good hardware. Yeah, other than that, pretty straightforward. I guess they have these countersink nuts so that when they are installed, they will sit flat on there. And then we have the actual engine mounts that will go on like that. So I guess let's just bolt these bad boys on and move on to the next. All right, passenger side is done. Looking good, looking fresh. Look at all that movement. Oh yeah. But let me tell you what. These Allen bolts that go through this side, the flush mount ones, and these are, I don't know what you call them, lock nuts. And holy cow, they are a bugger to get on. Just using the Allen wrench with another full-on socket wrench, just torquing it down, not very fun. I get the idea why, but not very fun. But they are on, so let's do the driver's side. Well, both mounts are on. Oil pan's on. Really, we should be able to throw it up on the chassis. I don't know why I want to do that so bad, because it's not like I'll be driving soon, but I don't know. There's just something about getting the engine on the chassis with the transmission that just seems really cool. So I don't know why, but that's my goal. We're gonna get this on her. Yeah, really, I could throw it up here, and then I could do everything else from the actual chassis. Nothing really different from sitting on here versus the chassis. Then I could bolt on the clutch, and then we can start figuring out transmission. I don't know if you guys remember, but I got a TR6060 sitting right here, 6-speed, ready for her. So yeah, no, I'm getting excited. But it's getting late, so I'm gonna call it a night. But next time, we should be able to get this bad boy on the truck frame. All right, guys, we are back, and I have all the push rods in. I got just nothing super special, just some Brian Tooley push rods, just chromoly, stock size and everything, so nothing crazy. Just so I can comfortable bumping up a little bit of power. Nothing crazy. I'm not pushing this truck super crazy. It's just gonna be a fun daily driver with a turbo. But yeah, so have them all in. So kind of the process that I'm taking here is I have them all down and I have them kind of hand tight on all of them so I can see the valves moving up and down, because when you torque these down, you want to torque them to 22 foot-pounds and you want them to be off of the lobe. So it's just on the circle or the round part of the camshaft, because you don't want, just because it is, if it is on the lobe, it's going to add extra torque to it, which will throw off your calibration. These are done, torqued to 22 foot-pounds. And then I believe I'm waiting on the third one, which, yeah, the third one, since the exhaust valve started to go down, you know that the intake, or no, yeah, since the intake valve started to go down, you know that the exhaust is on the lobe there. So torque that one, and then we can watch the exhaust go down, and then it's going up, and then once it stops moving, rotate it a hair more and you know it's off the lobe. Should be able to move it a little bit. If it's tight, you know that there's something not right. Easy peasy. So really just going down the line, which that one's a little tight. Oh, it was just starting. There we go. Yeah, so just go down the line, get them all, and then you know they're all tight. You don't have to really worry about lash and all that. So yeah, I'm gonna go through and tighten all these, throw the valve covers on, and then we can start worrying about accessories. Actually, oh yeah, she rolling. Gonna be rolling this back into its probably home for a while. At least while she's getting built, it'll probably sit here in my little corner. Straighten that out a little bit, but yeah, this is where it's probably gonna sit for the next while. I'll build her up, but now that she's there, we can get the engine hoist out and see if we can bolt her onto the frame. So if you don't really know what you're doing, these knock sensor clips can actually be kind of a pain. For one, just make sure to slide back this cover here. I know the first time I did it, I just kind of ended up breaking a lot of things, but what I like to do is just get some pliers, squeeze those together, because as you squeeze, those clips will spread open and it will come right off. So instead of breaking stuff like I did my very first time working on an LS engine, do that. All right, well, she's all hooked up. All that's really left to do is there we go. It's off the ground. kind of funny, while this was sitting on the engine stand over here, it felt like a pretty big engine, but then once you put it on the frame, you're like, oh, he's a cute little guy. Obviously it's a V8, so it's bigger than a Subaru engine, but I don't know, it's just funny how the looks change so much just by perspective. But here we are, engine is on the frame, and hopefully never has to come off. And yeah, man, engines are super easy to install when there's nothing in the way. You can just lower it onto the lower it onto the engine mounts, and away you go. These dirty dingo mounts make everything super easy, just because you can slide the engine forward and back, and that will be nice for when I install the transmission, just because I don't know exactly where the transmission's gonna end up over here. I have a transmission cross member on the way. Hopefully it'll be here in a couple days so I can mount the transmission, and then I'm gonna be throwing the cab on actually and just see where everything fits. That's another reason that these adjustable mounts are nice, because I can say, oh, it's pretty close to the firewall, let's scoot it forward a little bit or back, or whichever way it needs to go. But man, just feels good hitting these milestones, which I don't even know if I'm gonna be using this or not. Well, I know I'm not using the throttle body. I went with just a drive-by-wire or drive-by-cable throttle body, and this is a drive-by-wire. Sorry, I'm gonna set this on there for fun. There we go. Man, if this manifold wasn't so ugly. I know it has a cover that goes over them, but the Corvette CTSV manifolds just look so much better. But these truck manifolds actually flow a lot better. So it's just kind of, I don't know. And once you turbo, it's not like it really matters that much. So I don't know. I don't know what I'll do for intake manifold. Obviously this is the cheaper route, to just keep this one, get a new throttle body. But I like the looks of the other ones a lot better. If I can find one at a decent price, maybe I'll do that, but who knows? We'll see. But guys, I think I'm gonna end this one here. Another milestone hit, a lot more to go. So stay tuned, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.